Hey guys, Scourge, McDuck or SMD here. I had a poll on my YouTube channel to decide which game I would watch from TI next, and the winner is Crystallis Drow. So this is game 2 of the upper bracket finals, Tundra versus Team Secret. And at the time of recording, the finals haven't happened yet, so I do not know who the winner of TI is yet. But I do know that these are the two teams that will be in the grand finals as well. But yeah, so they pretty much just last picked Drow into Terrorblade just as their 1-to-1 carry matchup counter. And I guess they think the lane would have been fine against the Visage, so they'd be able to get away with it. And I think... Alright, so in this game it looks like... Yeah, they laned him with the Nyx. So Team Secret will do this a lot. When they have like a melee 4 and a ranged carry, they'll just have their melee 4, Zayak, lane with the carry. Or also, I guess, one thing I normally say at the beginning, which I forgot at this point, was, yeah, as always, if you want to buy coaching, link to that can be found in the description. I offer private coaching on Metafy. Or if you want to buy merch for my team, The Cut, we have that on Sector 6, and the link to that can also be found in the description as well. But yeah, in this game, we are looking at Crystallis Drow here because it won the poll on my YouTube channel for the next game to watch. But, yeah, we're looking at the draft a bit here just because it's a Captain's Mode game. But I don't think it's anything much other than they thought the lane would be fine with the Nyx against the Visage Clock with Nyx Drow. They thought the lane would be okay, and they mainly wanted it for the carry matchup against Terrorblade. The reason Drow is good against Terrorblade is you can go through his armor with your ultimate. So Terrorblade is a hero with very high base armor and very high agility and agility gain. So he has a lot of base armor, and Drow's ult, when it procs, just pierces full armor. So if you look at this, yeah, pierces through the enemy's defenses, ignoring their base armor. So any plus armor doesn't get negated, but Terrorblade doesn't really like buying plus armor. He doesn't like buying Assault Cuirass or, you know, Shivas or anything like that. So yeah, he's just a very heavy base armor hero. That's why Drow is considered a counter against Terrorblade. So yeah, starting with stats, no Quelling Blade, and you know, it's, well, his couriers, and I was gonna say it's TI finals, so couriers should be out of base. Or not finals, but upper bracket finals. I don't see one here. I'm on, I don't know, the fog is a bit messed up. Why can't I see the Dyer's Fountain?
Is this on?
Yeah, these guys got AUI as their coach. They're not going to be slacking with their couriers over here like Secret. But he's looking at runes with his team. Let's go to Frost Arrows level 1. Frost Arrows gives you bonus damage now if you didn't know that. So you can use it to help you last it as well. So let's just see what happens here. He walks bottom. They get a really nice trade here, it looks like. He's not going to have a block, though. Lane might be out a little bit, but that's fine. It's not too bad. His courier's still in his fountain, though. I always want to just look at that. But, yeah. So, if you don't know also, yeah, Frost Arrows are like an orb effect or whatever. I don't know if they changed the name. Auto cast ability, though. So, like, Huskar, Drow, Clanks, Viper, they can all cast their ability. If you manually cast it, then the creeps won't aggro to you. So, you normally want to spam those abilities pretty hard on the enemy heroes, and I mean, that's what he's doing here. So right here, he's playing in the creep wave, but since he's manually casting his Q, the creeps aren't aggroing to him. Like right here, the creeps aren't aggroing to him. Right here, when Nyx attacked the Clockwork, you can see that the melee creep aggroed to him. But yeah, they're not aggroing to the Drow here. So you want to play pretty aggressive and try to... You're I don't know, when I play Drow, your damage isn't that bad, but your attack animation is like kind of awkward. So I think you normally want to just play really aggressive on the early levels with your Q, assuming you're not going to take too much damage. And you just sort of want to zone them out of the lane so they have to heal and you can last it while they're gone. Because if you're just last hitting straight up in a 1v1 or a 2v2 or whatever, it feels like it can be pretty hard sometimes. So yeah, the enemies drag the wave, and you don't really want to take the wave under tower for two reasons here. If you take the wave under tower on Drow, you're going to take a lot of damage. You're a ranged hero, so you don't have the innate block chance that melee heroes have. And yeah, I don't know, your armor isn't that high. You're just going to take a ton of damage here from the creeps. And then the creeps are all going to die to your tower, and it's going to shove in really hard back to them. So they aggroed around here, and they're just going to try to trade denies on waves. So this wave is going to get denied, and this wave is going to get denied probably. So here, his positioning is pretty cool too. If he plays down here, there's a lot of room for the Clockwork to run at him, but if he plays here, he can retreat to his tower pretty quickly if Clockwork tries to go on him. So he's positioning behind the enemy's wave here. So that's a pretty cool positioning that he's doing. So the wave's pretty much dead. He takes these under tower now. And this went under the tower eventually too. So the wave's just going to be reset here. So it's fine. They traded denied waves. off of Soxka's drag here. There's this extra range creep actually though that did not get denied, so it's going to shove a little bit into the Dire here. Yeah, but the next wave is going to be in an okay spot. The next wave is going to be here, and the wave after that's going to be pretty deep. And all the camps are getting blocked by both teams. So it'll be a little scary for a bit from the lane on Drow, I feel like. So he did rush a stick afterwards with his bounty rune gold. And now he's sending out his Wraith Band soon, it looks like. And nothing too crazy though so far. Took some damage there. I think he used his Fairy Fire. They're trading a bit. He bought more tangos too, it looks like. But just standard landing now. Yeah, like I said, the wave's gonna shove now though. So this is where it gets really scary. Oh wow, though I think this is a pretty big mistake by Soxka here. There's 3 melee creeps here on the I guess maybe it's off their play they did, huh? Maybe they wanted a kill. So he went in at this point, and then I guess he had no time to block the small camp after this play. How close was the kill even? I mean, he never even used his stick. Yeah, I think this is a huge mistake by Soxka here, to be honest. I don't think they should have been going on this right now, because they know the wave's going to be reset. I think when the wave's reset over here, they can then go try and go on Drow. But by giving them a small camp here, they're going to have a way to get something out of the lane. They're going to try and reset. I think he should 2 creep pull here. If he full pulls, then none of these creeps are going to die. This camp's going to die, and this wave's going to be here, so this wave's going to die, and then this wave's going to come here again, and it's just going to stay here forever. So I think this guy should try to do a 2 creep pull to reset the wave slightly. And then and at least deny some creeps. I think he maybe tried, but he messed it up. So honestly, I don't think this is going to go well for them, because he's going to lose most of this wave on Drow. Actually, did he take it into the tower a bit? He didn't. I guess they were just a little low, and he auto-attacked them like twice. So he's only really going to lose 2 creeps here, rather than like 3 or 4. And then actually, they did get 2 denies off the pull. I guess it focused the flag bearer second too, which was kind of okay. But that's why I think the 2 creep pull just is better, because then the 2 creeps will like stall this wave coming in, and then the next wave meets here. So then like it's still gonna shove back to Dire now, even though they got like 2 denied, because this creep right here is half HP, and these creeps are in the tower. So this guy can aggro back, and this guy can't. If he tries to aggro back, it'll go into tower. So, like, yeah, they still have 4 melee creeps to 3. I think this was pretty good for Dire, that they're, like, going on them at this point, I guess. Because it's shoving anyways to them. And, I mean, the camps are all alive already, but I think the initial, them getting the small camp is not that great. I think this Drow would have been, like, super, super sad. Like, they would have had no way to reset the wave. It would have just, like, stayed here forever, and they have so much room to play really aggressive on the Drow. And I mean, I'll even go back more. See what happened to, like, how did it even push out in the first place? Oh, well, they did the drag. Oh, yeah, it was just the extra range creep on the drag. So it was just him playing defensive here. Like, he aggroed these creeps here. I think maybe he tried to get it off, but he's just too scared. So he walked a little too close on when this melee creep died here and aggroed these range creeps. So then this range creep didn't die. So just small things, though, can have huge impacts. And then it doesn't get denied or anything, it heals. They put it on their own range creep, so now it shoves. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like if this clutch just blocked this wave, it would have been so sad for Drow. But they reset it a bit, but yeah, it ends up pushing here, but there's a fight, so we'll see here. So they do get the 2 denies here, and they only lose 2 here. And the next stalls it here, so it doesn't go into tower too hard. So it's like slight pushing though, because this melee creep is going to die here. And they have more aggro potential here for the Dire, because if he aggroes into range creeps, it'll go into his tower and it'll push hard too. But yeah, so I mean, so Nick stalled it. He just walked over here and got gone on. He's just trading to try and help his Nick survive by slowing them. And Nick survives. Giving me a first blood here would have been pretty sad, but they didn't get it, so that's fine. But yeah, once again, it's shoving really hard. But during these fights again, I mean, what happened at minute 4? It's just another fight. I think right here he should just block the small camp on the clock. He's playing way too much for kills, in my opinion, on Clockwork. Giving them like a free lane on Drow. I think Drow could be so much more sad. And then they end up almost getting a kill here. They live though. Do they have any salves to heal up? They do not. He just has tower protection and Tango going, I guess. Yeah, so now, I mean, I like this. Now that they almost got that kill there, they have a really big wave because of, you know, the things I've already mentioned. So they're going to play really aggressive because they have no salve and they have no way to heal. So they're going to play under tower. and just deny creeps together, or whatever. Yeah, they're just denying creeps under tower, so the enemies don't get everything for free. But yeah, the wave's still pushing really hard into them. Almost getting another kill, lots of almost kills for both teams in this bottom lane. Yeah, large camp's now alive though. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like after that pull and the range creep not dying, I feel like this lane should be really, really bad for Drow, so I feel like it's going really well. All things considered. They almost got some kills there too, so they're burning more regen on the enemy team. I feel like he's bought... Is he up to 3 sets of tangos, or is he still at 2? I mean, he's the lowest net worth core, but he's ahead of the Visage. Gets ganked here. Does he have a rune or anything? And he just came. Not much you can do, I guess. At level 4, he just sort of has to tank it, I guess. The siege is still here. It looks like he wants to come back. Yeah, Primal got forced back to mid because they shoved in the wave or something like that, probably. I don't know if they saw Primal TP or anything. He has no TP. I guess he knew Primal TP'd. Yeah, Visage isn't 6 yet. He's still ahead of the Visage, very slightly though. Very hard game so far for him. Yeah, so I know mana items are really popular in Drow. I think some people go Bassy. Falcon Blade's pretty common. I heard there's some build where you just buy like a Void Stone and get a like a Linken's later, because Void Stone is less gold than Falcon Blade and it's more mana regen. And you can just like use your Q, you know, even more, because your Q gives you 24 bonus damage, and you can get 15 more at level 10 if you want on your talent. But he's just has a clarity and a rain drop for now. For mana regen. I mean, he's just farming so far. Yeah, he left bottom when Visage was 6. His team actually went though, and the tower's still surviving for now. But Visage is starting to get a lot more experience than Drow. Drow's just sort of holding mid. Yeah, Primal's just roaming, so Drow's just holding mid. He's not too afraid of getting dove in the mid lane. He knows that the Visage wants to just recover now. Visage is now ahead of net worth on the Drow as well. He just wants to stay bottom, take the tower, and farm jungle, camps around him with birds, and pressure tower, yeah. So he's just sort of trying to find whatever farm he can at this point, because he's pretty poor from the lane. But yeah, like I said, I think he should be a lot more poor from the lane. I think this could have went a lot worse for them had the Clockwork blocked those small camps instead of going for those kills. This is a little scary. I guess he just sees here as top, but the siege wave's coming, so I think it's could have been likely that the enemies want to come and make a play with their siege. But I guess he just knows where the enemies are at this point, so he doesn't mind killing that wave. And he killed the siege, which is really nice. So yeah, they took the bot tower, but they have no siege to pressure mid with. So they know that the Dire is probably just going to sit on their side of the map and farm for a bit. Yeah, so he's got his Dragonlance coming. Yeah, Dragonlance Pike. I think Yasha and Manta were somewhat common like before this tournament, but I'm not sure at this tournament. I know Drow's pretty common, and I probably should know, but I'm not too sure what people have been buying on Drow too much here. But yeah, he's going for Dragonlance. Pretty poor though. Gonna have it kind of late. His Silencer's trying to help him farm a bit. He's just been playing around mid in the Ancients after the landing, though. He's just shoving out all the mid waves and then now going back to Tri-Camp. This looks like where he wants to be staying. Might like to go top at this point, but the TB's kind of there. We'll see. Looks like he's actually just going to go bottom side jungle still, too. He's just playing on his side. Did his Silencer just at 6? Yeah, he was giving top to his Silencer. I guess Silencer just at 6 at minute 14 there. Guess he just wants to stay on his side too, like deeper, closer to his towers, so his team can react if he gets going on. He hasn't really played aggressive at all or moved across the map. But yeah, he's still very, very behind up, to be honest. But he has his Dragonlance. He has a Pike Butterfly kit up. I don't know if he buys a Butterfly or not, I really don't remember. But yeah, now they have the Siege Wave, so it looks like they're going to make a play. They got to pick off on the Terrorblade too. So he connects mid. And yeah, he's just trying to help with his silence and his abilities, his slows. So they take a nice 4v5 fight here, I believe. I think this one, is this the one where he dies at the end? It goes really long, I think. Maybe that's a later one. Or it could be a different game even, I don't know. I've been watching all the TI games. They're all bunning together at this point. But yeah, I mean, that's really nice. Now they have 2 towers up and he just goes back to his side, gonna go farm the Ancients. Maybe he'll shove the mid wave more, or maybe he'll let his team do it now and play towards top. We'll see. If the Dire shows bottom and tries to pressure tier 2, they'll probably look to go for Roche at some point. And just farming the triangle. Looks like he's looking to go back to mid, I think, after this. Yeah, gonna go back to mid. He's playing really defensive on the mid lane, though, right here, because he doesn't know where the enemies are. And mid's their, like, next objective. And yeah, like, as you can see, really smart play by him. The enemies are around here, like, in this area, and they could potentially, you know, try and hook shot and kill him if he plays too aggressive. So he's posturing really defensively around these towers. Yeah, he, like, hasn't crossed the river yet, other than, like, taking that mid-tier one. His net worth starting to catch up to after that fight. He got some assists there. I guess maybe he got a kill or two. I don't remember what his score was beforehand, but he got the tower as well. I'm not sure if he got the last hit, but, you know, he's getting gold regardless. And then he farmed 2 ancient spawns and 2 large camp spawns top. Looking to fight here. Yeah, another thing in this game with the Pike Rush, it's pretty good against Clockwork. You can help your team or yourself out of the cogs. Yeah, he pikes away here. Not too much going on. Looks like they're going to lose the tower here. They tried to take a fight and Primal had BKB and they meted. It just didn't go great, I guess. The no cores died on Radiant though. It's not awful. The tower's going to die eventually to like the Viscid, I feel like. Pango gets picked off. Yeah, he still just hasn't really crossed the river though, to be honest. Drow's a weird hero for me. I feel like sometimes I want to like overfight with it when you have like Dragonlance, because it's like a early game item usually, Dragonlance. But he's sort of fighting, but he's like only fighting on his side of the map. He's not really crossing the river to fight. He's not looking to do anything too aggressive. He's just looking to like defend his towers. He's been pushing the mid waves so his tower can't take damage. And yeah, that's about it. He's just playing on his side, and he's showing up the fights on his side. Like there's a fight here, and he shows up, but he hasn't really crossed the river. Right here, it looks like he's going to play a little more aggressive on this fight, which is honestly kind of odd that they're turning on the Dawnbreaker, with Dawnbreaker being dead. I guess they didn't know. I mean, nothing was really used. Hookshot was used, or yeah, I guess Hookshot was used on Dawn, and they think that's enough to try and take a fight. Tries to silence, the BKB comes out. Killed the CM there, actually. Yeah, you can just tell with his posturing. He plays really defensive. He plays these fights really slow and just tries to get multiple rounds of his like E's and silence off. I think that's probably something I do not great on the Drow. I probably just like commit too much on my hero. But you can see here how he like starts the fights. We'll look at it again. Like how he participates in the fight. So he shows up to the fight. He's going Manta now. Yeah, I don't know why he had a Butterfly Key, but I didn't think he'd buy it. This is like the pretty standard one, I think. So yeah, he tries the silence. He misses it. He throws one right click and then he backs off. He plays towards the left of the tree line soon here. I guess he uses E first. He gets a kill. Trades a bit. These guys show up. He goes down the tree line. Tries to hide. His spells are on cooldown. He's looking at the fight though and walking towards so he can participate when they're up. Yeah, here he tries to man up through the BKB because he has marksmanship and it does go through magic immunity and wants to try and burst the TB, but he's not able to. Skitter sunders his clock to get full HP and he dies, but he only really committed because he thought there was a potential to kill the Terrorblade, and if he kills the Terrorblade he doesn't think he can die afterwards, or if he does think he can die afterwards he thinks it's still a good trade probably and his team will like clean up or whatever. But yeah, I mean he played the fight pretty slow. He just committed towards the end thinking he could burst the TB through BKB if he got some lucky like procs or whatever. Yeah, net worth still, though, not, like, that high. I mean, it's pretty hard to keep up with the Terrorblade as a Drow, to be honest, but it's, like, a good matchup, so it doesn't really matter. Still not, yeah, hasn't really done anything aggressive, though. Still just playing on his side. I guess maybe they're just comfortable and confident that they have the carry matchup, so, like, they know they're going to be down net worth, but they're just going to need to look for good fights and, you know, use their abilities well and, like, play under vision well and things like that. So, yeah, still not crossing the river, sending illusions towards the top lane. Yeah, he's really just sitting in his tri-camp though. And killing these mid waves and, you know, the occasional top wave now. Their top, yeah, I mean, like I said, I think like what they want to do is like go Roche and the enemies go bot, but I guess the enemies also know that, so they're just not going to go bot tier 2 ever. Unless they think they can kill it really quick, or they get pick-offs beforehand so they can kill it and then go for Roche afterwards. Yeah, so I really like what the Dire is doing here. So they played for the Roshan without going for the bot tier 2. They're going for Roshan before the bot tier 2 because they don't want Radiant to get Roshan with like their Pango and stuff. Your fight comes out. We'll look at these fights here again. So his team's rolling in. He comes, uses a silence, uses E, gets going on and tries to run. I think he takes a ton of damage here if I remember. I think he might. Does he just die? Yeah, he does just that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just like a net worth thing, to be honest. Like, he has no BKB. He like, has a Pike and a Yasha. He tried to run and he just can't. Just too much gap close from the Primal, and Primal is BKB too. Yeah, they just don't feel like comfortable pressuring, I guess, partially because of the clockwork, maybe finding vision and getting hook shots if they try to go on the enemy side of the map, and the fact that they probably have less building push at this point, so they're just playing really defensive on their side of the map. They had second pick, so that means they got to pick into the Terrorblade, and their Pangos, or not, I mean, not necessarily their Pango. Let me check what hero it was. Yeah, it was Pango. So Pango was picked on 18, so their only response to Pango was Terrorblade, so they had one pick into their their second to last pick, and then they had no picks into the Drow. So I think they're just playing a slow game, playing on their side of the map, and looking for the enemies to like overextend and make mistakes and give them good fights. They're not really looking to play aggressive or anything like that. But yeah, they give their tower up. They're just feeling too behind, I guess. They do show up mid though. Like yeah, like all of the fights have been on their side of the map. Pretty defensive. They're just like trying to take it late, I feel like, by the way they're playing. And they might just feel that way because they're behind. They might feel that way because of the Visage pressure too. If they try to trade, the trades are not going to be favorable. And they might just, think that their Drow is going to outscale the Terrorblade, so that might be part of the reason why they want to do this as well. But yeah, he really has not moved off his side of the map much at all, it feels. Yeah, he's mainly been playing around the mid waves and the Ancients, it feels like. So now they're looking to smoke, right when Aegis timed out. This is like the first aggressive play I feel like they're looking to make. But it's still back towards their side, because this is just where the enemies are playing. Only run into a 5 position though. Get the outpost for it. Not ideal. Has BKB finished now. BKB is pretty good against Primal. If you ult before, like he can't use this through Magic Immunity. So if you ult before, he won't be able to use it. And you can't get sundered when you're BKB'd either. Yeah, Manta though I think is mainly just for like the Terrorblade reflection and just it's pretty decent stats, pretty good at split pushing. It's okay against the root. It's okay if your Pike's down to like help you kill cogs, I guess, but and also I guess maybe like before he pulverizes you, you can like Manta and buy time for something else maybe. But I mean it's mainly I think just like the stats, the split push, and then the root and the TBQ. Yeah, talents actually though. So he did go for gust movement speed and then multi-shot. I thought Frost Arrows was more common, but I wasn't sure. Skill build though, yeah, you normally just go 1 in Gust, max multi-shot, get a few points into arrows, like 2 or 3 I think, and then max it before Gust or whatever, but you get 1 casual point in Gust early. Yeah, Crystallis, Daedalus build here. Yeah, like if you proc your marksmanship, it's just, your entire attack's just ignores the armor or whatever. So having a crit on that attack is really impactful. Can really catch like high armor heroes off guard, like Terrorblade here too. So they get a pick up on the Drow to start the fight. I mean the Visage, they used a lot of abilities though. But yeah, you can just see he's playing from range. If he thinks he can kill the Terrorblade, he tries. And yeah, right here, yeah. I like this BKB. It seems a little early, but it's just to prevent the Sunder. It still is 9-second BKB too, so he just wants to BKB, and that's the other thing too. Multi-shot doesn't proc your marksmanships, so you want to normally lead with like a Gust and a multi-shot, so they go on cooldown, so they can come up and you can have another round of them later on too. And then you want to mainly play around marksmanship attacks during your BKB duration. Then after your BKB is down, you can look to kite and play far away with more Gust and multi-shots. So yeah, he starts with his E, he kills Snaking with it from really long range, and now he starts auto-attacking the Terrorblade because he wants to cut through his armor with marksmanship. Uses his BKB so he can't get sundered, along with the BKB and the Ag Shard Starbreaker from Dawnbreaker. And they killed the Terrorblade here, and I'm not even sure who the third person says he killed was. Did he kill the Visage at the start of the fight? Is he the one who got that kill or something? Yeah, I guess he killed the Visage at the start. So yeah, he used both spells on the Visage. They come up again. He uses both spells again. Then he uses BKB and right clicks. And then by the time his BKB is down, his spells are up again, but the fight's over. But, yeah, he ends up using another E and getting an ultra kill, to be honest. So there you have it. So really well used abilities coming off him in that fight. That's going to secure them a Roshan probably. Networth still is on the Dire for the lead. He takes Shard from Roche. You get the Permafrost or whatever it's called, Hypothermia. You get a regen reduction per stack, bonus damage per stack, and it does a burst damage when people die, and the burst has more extra slow as well. So it's not that great in this game, to be honest, but it's just pretty nice overall. It's not that worth buying usually because you just scale really well with items and you don't farm that fast, right? You're playing behind net worth the entire game, so by giving him the shard, you know, it just helps you with your net worth and allows you to not have to buy it. But if he didn't get it from Roche, he probably wouldn't have bought it until a lot later. But yeah, full completed Daedalus now. I mean, it's not that good because there's not many like heals on the enemy team. It's just like the Vlads and the Stone Form, like Gravekeeper's Cloak with the shard. They don't really have that much like lifesteal. I guess there is like the Vlads, but he's not buying Satanic or anything on TB in this game. Yeah, but even with Aegis, they're still just playing on their side. I guess like they really just want to go late. Like they'll play for more Aegises. They just feel like they're gonna win the fights, maybe. But I mean, it looks like they were playing a little more aggressive here. Enemies get a nice angle, maybe. I mean, I know how the fight goes. I watched it, but yeah, he has Aegis, so maybe that's why he's committing a bit here. I guess he used his E because he wants to try and kill the clock from range here. Because like I said, if you want to kill Terrorblade, actually he used his BKB kind of early too. I feel like he's honestly might not be playing this fight too well. Let me take another look though. So they come from the side. He looks at this guy and he's looking for Terrorblade because that's like the point of his hero, and he wants to kill Terrorblade. So like before Terrorblade kills his team, so he's also just playing towards his team. Yeah, I really am like not focused on his BKB too well. I want to see what happens. So he just BKB'd really preemptively, I guess. Maybe it was for the Sunder there again. Yeah, I think it was just for the Sunder again there. So I'm not sure. I guess it's okay maybe, but yeah, he ends up having to Sunder his teammate because of the BKB there, I guess, so it's fine. And then he does lose the Aegis here though, and have no BKB up. This could be scary. But it's not. It goes fine. They kill the Terrorblade with the Dawn again. The Dawn was zoning really hard this game as well. Yeah, so now they're going to look to play more aggressive now. They finally have a gold lead. They're going to look to probably like take tier 2s and set up wards on the enemy side of the map and then sort of chase the enemies around wherever they go. Would be my guess. I mean, I watched it live, but I don't remember all the little details. Get a tier 2, look for another tier 2. Bot wave's really pressured. He's pressuring it with illusions. Still have some time. They're going to poke tier 3. They get a glyph. That's probably enough. TB's up kind of soon, but he probably won't have meta for a while. Yeah, no meta for 60. They might like to do a dive or something, but I mean, probably not a dive, but just hold an area, and if they get if the enemies walk into them, kill them. Yeah, they're just placing high ground wards, have high ground vision. Their silencer gets picked up at the start of the fight. He gets blanked on. Still has BKB. He uses it now. TB's on him. No meta on TB. For 2 seconds, I guess. I mean, this fight was a little weird. I'm not sure how the Dire started to be honest. I guess they just used Flare. They saw Puppy kill the sentry. Oh, they see Puppy on the outpost as well. So they just went on Puppy on the outpost. So they're starting to fight down a player. They get a nice jump with Dawnbreaker on the Visage though. While Drow is getting going on, they try to just come in on the Drow. And he's just walking back to his vision and his team, buying as much time as possible, bought some time. I thought he bought back in this fight, maybe it's later on, but I mean, yeah, they ended up winning the fight. I mean, it didn't feel like he did much in this fight, to be honest. It started pretty awkwardly, though, and he just kited the heroes to his team. I guess he pathed well, but none of this damage is really him. Let's see. Yeah, he used his E a tiny bit. I mean, I don't know, actually. That TB died so quick. Did he deal damage to this TB? I don't know. That was pretty wild how quickly that TB died. Let me see. Target. Terrorblade. Let's just do attacker Drow too, I guess. Yeah, I mean, he didn't do too much to him. Let's see what the majority of the damage looked like it was. Dawnbreaker did a ton. It looks like most of these are Dawnbreaker. Pango did some. Drow Illusions did a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I guess the Dawnbreaker's just owning the TP pretty hard at this point. Yeah, I mean, good fight overall. Didn't do much on the Drow, though. Yeah, but he kited the enemies to the team, I guess. Maybe it was a little too forced on Dire as well. They fought right before meta was sort of up. He didn't have it at the start of it. Maybe had they killed the Drow quicker, they could have kited to like their own vision or just more away from the enemy's team. But he took long enough to die that his team was able to kill the Visage and then react back towards him. So now he's looking to go for Butterfly. Just more agility, I guess, more attack speed, more evasion. Yeah, they just find the Terrorblade. It looks like he did a lot of damage that time. Yeah, he did a lot of damage that time. He got the kill. He got a nice like crit on his proc. So in this fight, he buys back. All the enemies bought back. Honestly, when I was watching this live, I was not a big fan of this buyback. He has no where to really get to this fight because the enemies have outpost control. So and TB was meted as well. Like I would have like if it was just me, I feel like I would have called to like kite the TB. And then like look for a pick off on him because he bought back, and then like play off that. But like they're team secret. They're in the finals, I guess, of TI. So that's probably I don't know. I guess they just thought they can kill the TB now too. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. They're running back into a meta, but they kill the TB before he's even back to the fight. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they do. So I mean, yeah, he killed the TB initially, and then he like overextended a bit, maybe died. They bought back on TB. He went back and showed up though, and yeah, I mean he does a ton of damage here. I'm pretty sure this is where he gets a rampage. So I mean, nice buyback overall. Like I said, I probably wouldn't have bought back there, but it's probably why I'm not at TI finals and they are. Well, that and many other things, but yeah, at this point he's just right clicking. Their carry's dead. He he bought back, came to the fight, ran to the fight. I think he TP'd into his base because he didn't really have a good opportunity to TP. But bit of a weird game. He died a bit early, and he died in some of these fights. But I mean, he played a lot of the early fights like really well. But yeah, I mean, he just sat on his side of the map and farmed, and it looks like they were trying to play for later timing. There's not too much more than that to say. His itemization, I feel like, was pretty standard. I was under the impression that most people were buying Falcon Blade, but I haven't really looked at TI. He went mainly just for a raindrop. Like his raindrop lasted him, up until minute 25, and he bought a few clarities here and there. But he just went Pike Rush. I've seen some people go casual Dragonlance into like casual Yasha, then back into like Pike or Manta or BKB, depending on what they feel they need in the game. But this game, yeah, he just went full Pike Rush against the Clockwork, I believe is probably the main reason. And then he went for the Manta, BKB, Daedalus, Butterfly. Pretty standard item build, I feel like. Skill build, yeah, he went for 2 Frost Arrows. I see some people go 3 and then get like Silence at like 5 or 4, and then max 30 afterwards or whatever. But yeah, I mean talents too. The level 10 talent, I thought the other one was standard, but he went gust movement speed, but sounds fine. Multi-shot cooldown, that's pretty standard. This is pretty standard, and I think at level 25 you normally go for marksmanship chance, especially against a Terrorblade. I would assume that's what he would have taken. But yeah, he did highest damage on the team. He owned the Terrorblade pretty hard. He showed, his early fighting I think was really good, especially. I think the later ones, the later ones are obviously harder, but he had like some good BKB usages. There was a few where his positioning seemed a little off, but I mean, good overall, good last pick. Played well, sat on their side of the map, and just outskilled the enemies, it felt like. So yeah, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, or whatever. And yeah, private coaching and team merch can be found in the description. Thanks, bye.